The Michigan Football Report is presented by Magic Spoon Cereal. It is protein-packed cereal. I've got a little bit of the cocoa, a little bit of the fruity here that I eat every single morning. Get $5 off your first order at magicspoon.com/GoBlue. Protein-packed cereal. It is a thing of beauty, folks. All right, we have got Michigan football news and rumors today. Going to start off with a story that I hadn't planned on covering because who can really predict these things sometimes. But Mario Eugenio has decommitted from Michigan, the four-star edge defensive end out of the state of Florida that committed to Michigan over the summer. He put out a tweet this morning that said basically he decommitted from Michigan, has a long conversation with his family, yada, yada, yada. Thanked Michigan for recruiting him, and he put out a subsequent tweet a little later in the day, or shortly after this, I guess, that we won't show, that basically says, my recruitment is 100% open, and, of course, everybody just put in the replies photos and gifts for their team. So, unlikely he'll be part of this class. And with Michigan having so much success the first 5 weeks of the season, from David Ojabo and Aiden Hutchinson, I wonder if this is Michigan's decision, right? Because it would seem that Michigan would have a better case to sell to a recruit, defensive end recruit like that, with the success they're having. But nevertheless, he will not be part of the 2022 class. All right, Michigan will face Nebraska in 2 days on Saturday night in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I really hope they just beat the living hell out of them because I don't like Scott Frost. I don't like Nebraska as a school. I guess their fans seem to be okay people. I've heard it's a very welcoming atmosphere. I've never been there myself. But I want you guys to predict the score down below. Michigan, Nebraska. I think I'm ready to give my score prediction. I'm going to go Michigan 27-14 victory on this one. Wolverines are now, I believe, a 4-point favorite here 2 days before kickoff. So go down in the comments, predict the score. Let me know what you guys are thinking for this one. Move my magic spoon over to the right here or the left here and get it out of the shot there. But number 9 Michigan at Nebraska, 3-3 Cornhuskers, who frankly could be 5-1 with all that has happened this season, and it could have really 2 big upsets: Michigan State, Oklahoma, over the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. All right, challenge you guys today. We did this about 3 weeks ago. First 10 people who see this and go follow me on Twitter, or I'll even throw this one out there. If you already follow me and just say, James, give me a shout out after this video. You comment at me. Don't DM me or anything because I rarely check the DMs anymore. Just tweet at me if you already follow me. Or new followers, I'll give you guys a shout out on Friday's show or potentially our Saturday post-game show. So go follow me on Twitter. Is at James Yoder. And if you guys saw, I gave like 40, 50 people shout outs a few weeks back. So appreciate all you guys that did follow me and hope it was a good decision for you and you're not regretting following me on Twitter. Let's take a look at the Michigan football rumors meter for today. Our first story is, has there been bulletin board material put out by Nebraska? I'm giving this one 3 Harbaugh heads. If you've seen the show before, we'll take you through the Harbaugh head meter in a second, but that means it's pretty likely 3 Harbaugh heads. You know, it's almost as sure of a thing other than 4 Harbaugh heads. But let's take a look at what we're talking about. So Caleb Henry, some blog boy that covers Nebraska, says that Jojo Doman, basically is talking about the likelihood of Michigan running on Nebraska and their black shirts defense, and he basically said, bring it on. Now, he's having a great season from the linebacker position, 37 tackles, 7 tackles for losses, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He's one of the players that Michigan really has to watch for in this game. But this little interaction, this tweet, this comment from JoJo Doman did not go unnoticed by Michigan's star backup running back, Blake Corum, who's still in the Heisman Trophy race at this point. He liked the tweet. Okay, so this is a screenshot of Blake Corum's Twitter account. Liked the tweet, and if a player's going to like that tweet, obviously he's acknowledging he saw it. He's liking it for a reason. Got to be a little motivation for him. So I'm telling him to do just that. If he's liking it, to let the world acknowledge how I saw it, he's clearly getting motivated by it. And you have to think that this is being put up in Michigan's locker room, inside the weight room, inside the training facility, whatever it is. The team clearly knows about this. I'm sure Blake Corum grabbed that link and texted it to a few of his teammates, probably sent it to the other running backs, to the offensive line. So use it as motivation, Blake, to run all over this Nebraska team that ran for 400 yards plus on Northwestern last week. But I'll ask you guys this question. I'm going to give my answer before I even ask the question. I'm going 125 yards for Blake on Saturday. Well, I don't know from you guys. What do you think he'll do? What do you think Blake Corum will do Saturday against Nebraska on the grounds? I want to give me a prediction. Just put the yards. You can put Corum 125 yards. You say Blake 90 yards. Or you can just put a number down there. I'll know what you're talking about. We'll see what you guys think and get a little pulse of the community going into this game on Saturday night. One more time on Magic Spoon Cereal, our presenting sponsor, folks. If you've seen the show before, you've probably seen me talk about Magic Spoon cereal. It is awesome. I have got the office stacked with it. I've got my pantry at home stacked with it. My two favorite flavors, cocoa and fruity. They've also got some other ones I've been trying out lately. Another fruity. Peanut butter, frosted. See that catch, Jack? Almost fell off the table. Peanut butter frosted as well are two of the favorites here at the Chat Sports office. You can get $5 off your order. MagicSpoon.com/GoBlue. It is high in protein. 4 grams of net carbs per serving, but the most important thing, and it really is the most important thing, 0 sugar per serving. 0 sugar per serving. MagicSpoon.com/GoBlue. If you want to switch things up in breakfast, if you gained a little weight in Corona time, stuck at home for a year or so, whatever it was, and you're trying to slim it up, well, get a start with Magic Spoon. Have some great tasting cereal that's also healthy for you. Let's take a look at the Harbaugh Head rumor meter for those of you who have never watched the show. If we talk about a rumor, it's not a story we're putting out there, so don't take that away from it. It is something that we've seen or someone sent to us or it's out there on the internet, and we do our best to confirm with sources or debunk these stories. 0 Harbaugh Heads means it's totally false, fake news, probably reported by Sam Webb, all the way up to 4 Harbaugh Heads, the scale of believability, F-A-C-K, fact. That is how Jim Harbaugh spells it, so that, of course, is how we spell it here on the Harbaugh Heads rumor meter. All right, this is an interesting one because somebody sent this to me in a DM this morning, and I'll give some credit because I actually like the guy. I think he does a good job. So, EJ, if you see this, yeah, I'm admitting someone sent this to me from your website, screenshot. EJ Holland from Rivals, the Wolverine, basically put out a post that said his sources are telling him that Josh Gattis is no longer recruiting for Michigan. So I'm giving this one 2 Harbaugh Heads. And that means people are talking, right? I wouldn't, if it was more in the public domain or if I had talked to EJ specifically about this, maybe I give it 3 or 4 Harbaugh Heads, but I'm just going off the screenshot. And it's pretty interesting here to think about why Josh Gattis isn't recruiting. So the screenshot I saw, and it's paywall information, so I'll try and be somewhat respectful of that. But since someone did send to me, I'll kind of address it, is that all the coaches of the coaching staff, Mike McDonald, Jim Harbaugh, Clinkscale, everybody, Sharon Moore, etc., they're all recruiting. They've all been on the road. They all plan to be on the road for games next week during the bye week. But Josh Gattis has not been. So is he focusing more on the offense? I don't really know. I mean, I thought this before I saw this story from E.J. Holland. And here's what I think, folks. I don't think Josh Gattis returns next season. I think this is his last year with Michigan, no matter what happens. No matter if Michigan goes 12-0, make it to the Big Ten title game, makes it to the college football playoff, I don't think it's a good fit. I don't think Jim Harbaugh and him have saw eye to eye on offensive philosophy. I don't think he's in charge of the offensive game plans. Now, he may be calling the plays or may tell Harbaugh's the final say, but I don't think it's been a good fit. I think the things that his offense promised never came to fruition, and I believe the 1-year extension that they gave him after last season going to this one, so he's got this season and next year on his contract, probably has a very low buyout, or Michigan can get out of that. And so I expect him to move on elsewhere, either as a wide receivers coach or an offensive coordinator somewhere else, or maybe he gets lucky and gets a head coaching job, which I know he certainly wants to get, something like Buffalo, like another Michigan coach got this past offseason, a MAC school or something like that. So I doubt Josh Gattis returns, and maybe that's the reason that they are not having a recruit, because they don't want to lose a recruit in December or February when it's like, oh gosh, the guy I built this relationship with, he's not going to be there anymore. I'm going to decommit and go to another school. I'm guessing that's what's happening if what E.J. Holland of Rivals says is true, which I'm sure that it is. All right. Is an 11-1 record likely for this team? I saw this yesterday, and I was scratching my head because I don't want to win any more September national championships, but we're still going to talk about it here a little bit. I'm giving it 1 Harbaugh Head. Small shit of truth, right? The data is the data, but I don't really, some of these things are a little bit head scratchers for me that we're going to talk about in a second. One publication is predicting, based on analytics, that Michigan will end up with an 11-1 record that we'll talk about here just in a moment. But do want to toss these numbers up there. Michigan podcast. I've got nothing against the guy. I don't know him. I've watched the show 1 or 2 times ever because people have talked about him in the comments or something like that. Apparently, Steve Deese is a political pundit on The Blaze that is a right-wing political pundit. That's fine. I'm going to keep politics out of it. That he also is a Michigan football fan. and he does a podcast called Michigan Podcast. 2 years ago, when we started being active on this channel on YouTube, he had about 11,000, 12,000 subscribers, I think we looked at. We had 0. And so it's taken us a while. We've caught him almost. He's got 15,538. We've got 15,176. So thank you to all of you that subscribed. If you subscribe to both channels, congrats to you guys. I'm sure he has entertaining stuff to get that many subscribers for a Michigan football team. By the way, both of us now have more than the actual Michigan Athletics YouTube page. So I want to catch him now. You're going down, Dees, and that's how it's happening. So please subscribe to the channel if you like our content. If you want daily Michigan football videos, he must be busy because they're only putting out 1 or 2 videos a week right now. It is youtube.com/MichiganTV. Please subscribe if you're a Michigan fan, and if you like what we see, go check out other videos if you like what you saw today, and subscribe. All right, ESPN's FPI. They're basically saying Michigan's got a really good chance, according to their projections right now, that Michigan's going to go to 11-1 and lose to Ohio State at the end of the year. But they're giving them a 63% chance to win at Nebraska on Saturday night, 96% chance to win in 2 weeks at home versus Northwestern, 57.9% chance to win on the road at East Lansing. So those 3 games will go through the last 4 games, the November games, here in a second. But those 3 games on the screen there, what will Michigan's record be in the month of October in those 3 games? Folks, I want to know from you guys, all right? Nebraska, Northwestern, Michigan State. I'm going to drink some Kool-Aid here. I'm going to go 3-0. I want to know what you guys think. Give me a prediction down in the comments. You only have, 4 options? 0-3, 1-2, 2-1, or 3-0. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm going to go with 3-0. Now let's take a look at the November games. 4 games in the month of November. 89% chance of winning in Indiana. No, the video didn't freeze there. That was me being shocked. Producer Jack's like, James, did you just have a heart attack? What happened there? I froze because it's such an absurd thing to say. Indiana has given Michigan more trouble than probably any school outside of Ohio State, Penn State, and Wisconsin over the last 15 years. It's really shocking how well they played Michigan, but Michigan actually lost them for the first time last year since 1987. That's still a shockingly high number. I know their quarterback's injured. I know they've looked really bad this year. But, they beat Michigan pretty badly last year. It's a home game, cool, 90%. But 90% likely to beat Indiana, that seems a little too high for me. 51% a chance to go on the road and beat Penn State, the number 4 team in the country. I don't know about that. See what Michigan's done at Penn State the last few times they've gone up there. Hasn't been pretty. 83% chance to go on the road to beat Maryland. Okay, that feels okay. I actually think this is high right now, right? Michigan's won 2003, 2011. So 2 of the last 17 games, 18 games against Ohio State. So to say the 50% chance of beating him right now, I think is a little absurd. I think Michigan's on the right path. I think they're doing things that are giving them a better opportunity to win Michigan, putting them in a better position to beat Ohio State. But to say they're 49% chance at this point in the season, I think is a little too high. So if you took all those, obviously, if you put them all together, it probably says Michigan loses 2 or 3 games. But ESPN's right now projection is saying Michigan's an 11-1 team in their FPI. So I think it's a little absurd. I give it 1 Harbaugh head, and that is what it is. All right. We're going to dive more into Nebraska tomorrow on Friday, but I'll give you guys one more reminder, one more opportunity. Go give me a follow on Twitter. I'll put it down in the comments. I'll put the link in the description, or just type in @James Yoder on Twitter. And on Friday's show, if I get the 10 followers, or on Saturday's postgame show, we will give you guys shout-outs. And if you've followed me in the past, just give me a tweet that says @James Yoder. Give me a shout-out, bro, on YouTube, and I will do so Friday or Saturday. Until then, though, go Blue.